We conducted a consumer satisfaction survey in 2021 when we assumed the responsibility, and overall satisfaction level within the sector was around 60%. We conducted the second one in 2024, and it's above 85%.
Interesting. Wow.
So we are moving the
There's
right
a significant
direction.
change. Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
You, Juliana, you can't wake up in the morning, then you build a house, then you sell to Angelo, Angelo.
Yeah,
right.
Angelo,
Then you say that you are in real estate. You should have the investment certificate from RDB to qualify to be on the list of people allowed to receive foreign currency in your business.
You know, I've seen you, I've talked to you, but for the sake of the viewers and
Yeah,
the
of
listeners.
course, Juliana. Thank you, Juliana. Thank you for having me. My name is Muhoza Theogen. I'm the manager of foreign exchange supervision at the National Bank of Rwanda.
It's good to have you. How is Benin?
Yeah, we are good.
You're good.
Yep.
The assumption is when you see people from Benin, you see money.
Sure.
And I told you that the next time, every time I'm close to the building, I feel like I'm rich. I just feel like I'm seeing money. Money is already flowing in
Then
me.
you sense the smelling of the money.
You
Thank
know?
you.
Of course.
You
Thank
have
you
to
very
perceive
much.
it before you receive
Hey,
it. The
amen.
fact that you perceive it, then you should be waiting.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for always coming through here.
Yeah.
Now, consumer rights and financial services. Could you briefly highlight some of the rights of financial services consumers and also touch on the responsibilities they actually carry?
Thank you, Juliana. So, as I said, I come from the Financial Consumer Protection Department from the National Bank of Rwanda. This is a new mandate that we've assumed since 2021 after the enactment of the law that, among other things, entrusted National Bank of Rwanda to be an oversight body to oversee the implementation. So, as you hear, it's consumer. So, one of the things that actually the law stipulated are the rights of the consumers, but also the obligations, because they go together anyway. For you to have rights, we also have responsibilities. So among so many rights that financial consumers have, we have right to get documents in whichever language they are conversant with, as long as their language is allowed by our constitution law. And then the rights to be advised on the right products, rights to be consulted during the product development and research,
Okay.
and then the right to submit in their complaints when they are not satisfied with any service. So those are all the rights that we are here to tell consumers, because for you to claim your rights anyway, you need to first know your rights. So that's why we're here. So among other things, as I said, we as consumers, we have rights, but we also have responsibilities to play.
Yes.
Among other things is to respect the contracts that we come into with the financial service providers. Because once you have a contract, whether it's an account opening contract, whether it's a loan contract, whether it's an insurance policy, whether it's a retirement benefit, so you have a right, you have a contract, and you have a responsibility to honor all that you need to do. For example, if you are taking a loan, you agree to be paying a certain amount of money after a certain period of time. So you have a responsibility to honor that. But you also have a responsibility to ask for more information if you've not understood.
Because it's your right.
It's your right. So for you to claim that, it's your responsibility to also claim your rights.
So Frank, help me understand. The consumer you're talking about is the final consumer, like me, like Angelo, like other individuals, like, right?
Yes.
Or
And
the consumer
here-
could be the bank itself.
Yes, the consumer could be an individual, could be a corporate, could be anything, because a consumer can be a legal entity or a person, an individual. And basically the consumer that we're talking about here is whoever is consuming a financial service. And that means even the mobile money users, the insurance policy holders, the retirement benefit beneficiaries, the banking sector consumers, the microfinance, the SACCOs, the non-deposit taking, the Forex Bureau. People are going to Forex Bureau to exchange money. They're all financial consumers.
Interesting.
So we are talking about, in other words, as per our FinScope, 96% of our Rwandans have access to finance.
Yeah.
So we're talking about 96% of adults in Rwanda.
Which is good.
They're all our consumers.
Wow.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. So what are the common complaints do you always receive from consumers that could actually be considered as harmful to their rights?
We receive various complaints because, as I mentioned, we are responsible for different service providers within the sector,
Okay.
and whoever is not satisfied with any service, they have a right to complain. And maybe I would highlight the dominated one, like for example the loan related. We normally see disputes between consumers and service providers on the miscalculations. We see insurance claims, delayed to pay claims, and of course some disputes on how much the insurance should pay and how much a consumer expects. And then we also get complaints on frauds, scams, as always here. We've been moving around talking about Bima Matwi, I think. We've also had,
you're
yes.
here for Bima Matwi.
So Bima Matwi, when someone is scammed, they have a right to come and claim, and we do an investigation and see whether there's any fault on the financial service provider side, so that they can be instructed to refund. And then we have all sorts of complaints.
Okay. Let's go back to the complaints of service providers, like people taking loans from banks. The complaints are coming from the service providers or the individuals, the final consumers?
The final consumers.
They don't understand the rates?
They're different because, you see, when we're working together, we interpret things differently.
Yes.
One might come from either a contract that is not clear enough. It might come from either one side breaching the contract, either maybe was supposed to be paying maybe 300,000 and then all of a sudden you deduct 350,000.
Yes.
Or I even delay to pay, and by the time I come back to pay, you've already charged me some interest, but we don't agree on the interest. So all those sorts of different reasons why someone would dispute the amount of money they're being charged on a certain loan.
Interesting.
Yes.
Well, Frank is here actually to talk about the consumer rights and financial services. So, Frank, how does the National Bank of Rwanda protect consumers, and what progress has actually been made so far to actually protect the consumer?
Thank you. We've made tremendous progress in as far as protecting consumers. As I said, we assumed this responsibility in 2021 after the enactment of the Consumer Protection Law. And since then, we've put in place different initiatives to make sure that consumers are protected. And one of the initiatives that we've actually put in place is the continuous awareness to make sure that consumers are aware of their rights, but also their responsibilities. Because we don't want to talk about rights without talking about the responsibilities, so that we know our responsibilities and we actually play our responsibilities as expected. And some other progress initiative that we've put in place, we've worked on regulatory frameworks that is actually robust enough to protect consumers. We've worked on the supervisory approaches. We do supervision,
Okay.
like what we call enforcement activities, to oversee whether service providers are actually implementing the provisions of the regulation. We also have some other initiatives like tools like the Gereranya, which is a transparency tool to make sure that consumers are able to compare different prices of different financial service providers. We have Inuma Chatbot. I think I've been here talking about Inuma Chatbot, which is a complaints handling system to enable consumers to lodge in their complaints free of charge and without leaving their homes. So we have different initiatives that we've actually observed that we are seeing a lot of progress. I'll give you an example. We conducted a consumer satisfaction survey in 2021 when we assumed the responsibility, and overall satisfaction level within the sector was around 60%. We conducted the second one in 2024, and it's above 85%.
Interesting. Wow.
So we are moving the
There's
right
a significant
direction.
change. Yes,
Yes.
of course.
Yes.
So what is that message that you'd like to leave for the listeners, the final consumers more especially?
One is to make sure that they request all the documents that they get from the financial service providers in language they are conversant with. That's one. Two, take time to read, because one of the reasons why we fall into these complaints is sometimes we don't read the terms and conditions.
We never read. I don't know if we just say agree. Even when you
Yes.
realize online,
And-
we just
and-
say
and that-
agree.
And that brings a lot of problems, because sometimes we find ourselves complaining for things that we are already embedded within the contract that we keep at our homes. So we need to read, and where you don't understand, you have a right to request for explanations. That's number two. Number three is whenever you have anything that is bothering you, approach your financial service providers. They're your partners. Yes, they're your partners.
Yes.
So you should be partners in good standing. If there's anything as far as maybe if you've taken a loan and the project is not going on well, please approach them. They have different avenues how they can facilitate you to get out of that maybe bad situation that you are in. Instead of you keeping quiet and then the situation
shy
goes
away.
beyond.
Or running
Usually-
away.
Yes,
Usually
yes.
clients.
And then the situation goes out of hand. You rather face them, tell them the challenge, you look for the solution together, because they're all into the business. They want you to succeed so that they get their money.
If you're very clear, you think you can have a conversation with the bank?
Yes, if you do it ahead of time.
Early.
Yes,
Early.
early.
When you
Because
communicate early.
sometimes you fail to get maybe enough money to pay,
Yeah.
and
And
then
the
you
business
run
is
away.
not growing.
Yes, and then you run away, and then after 6 months, when it's already too late, after 12 months, when it's already too late, you approach them. It's already out of the hand. But if you face the challenge and you face them today, they have different approaches. They have what we call restructuring. They can restructure your loan to enable you to pay what is within your means. They can give you a grace period of not paying so that maybe you recoup some cash flow to put into the business. They have different.
You know, we as consumers, we actually don't know that we have those advantages.
They're your rights.
Whether they are not told to us,
They are
we're
rights.
not educated enough about them, because we never know that we can actually have these conversations with
Some of these
service
rights are
providers.
within the contracts that we don't read, and that's why I'm insisting on the
Reading.
issue of reading contracts.
And understanding, actually.
Yes, yes. If you've gotten your contract in a language that you clearly understand, you take your time, you read, you will have better chance of succeeding with your project.
Interesting. Thank you very much, Frank.
Okay.
Let's turn to my friend here, Mhoza,
Yes,
and
Joanna.
he's the man in charge of foreign exchange regulations.
Yeah.
There are new directives.
Of course.
We saw them the other day. Can you explain to the purpose of the new directives governing the use of foreign currencies?
Okay, thank you, Juliana. So before I tackle on the new directive, allow me to recall about the regulation that was issued in June. And you remember we came here for the awareness.
Yes.
So the central bank in June issued a regulation governing foreign exchange operations. So that regulation generally or broadly outlines the permitted activities and the non-authorized activities. So after the issuance of that regulation, we also start with different government stations and private sector to see the sectors that can be allowed to receive foreign currencies because of the nature of their businesses. So this is a new directive that was issued in September. Basically outlines categories of people allowed or permitted to receive foreign currencies because of the nature of their businesses. In addition to that, the directive also gives the requirements and procedures to whoever wants also to secure the authorization. So if you allow, I would go into deeper of the directive
Yes,
to
please.
go to highlights and to give the list of those persons allowed or permitted to receive.
I am eagerly waiting.
Oh, that's good. So then I would also recall the listeners that when we talk about a person, we are referring to an individual or an entity. Okay. So when you go to the directives, so we see 14 entities or categories of people, persons allowed to transact in foreign currencies. So one, we see investors in real estate.
Okay.
The investors in real estate, but who have the investment certificate from Rwanda Development Board. Meaning that you, Juliana, you can't wake up in the morning, then you build a house, then you sell to Angelo, Angelo,
Yeah, right.
then you say that you are in real estate. You should have the investment certificate from RDB to qualify to be on the list of people allowed to receive foreign currency in your business.
Mr. Omoza, so our landlords, are they real estate developers?
Unless they have that investment certificate
From RDB.
from RDB, that's a requirement.
Okay.
If I'm sharing a same gate with my landlord, do you think he has a real estate developer?
No, he is not, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not.
But they are charging in dollars.
Yeah. That's why we are here to say that, to tell them that they are not allowed unless they have that investment certificate. So category 2 is the tourism entities. Those who are in a tourism industry, but also those ones should have what you call the tourism operating license.
Yeah.
Okay, so because Angela cannot, wake up in the morning, you pick your car, then you say you are transporting people from Kigali to Virunga,
To Virunga,
to
Kagera.
then you say I'm in tourism. No, you should have the tourism operating license to qualify. So category 3 are the entities registered and are members of Kigali International Financial Center.
Okay.
So then another category, the Kigali International Arbitration Center, the mining operators leading in dealing in minerals trading. We have also aviation and related logistics service providers.
So those are agents, travel agents.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And those who are selling air tickets.
Okay.
We have also the air ticketing agencies. I've already said. You have land and water cross-border transport and related logistics. So our listeners should listen it carefully. When you say land, water, cross-border transport,
What does that mean?
we are not referring to a transport here in Kigali. Saying that, let's say Kajungu, Angela, and I, we are, bringing our cars. Then we say we have formed an agency for transport here in Kigali. Then we are charging in dollars. No, when you say cross-border transport, we are referring to those engaged in shipping. Okay, goods from outside, importing and whatever. So those ones, they are allowed to receive and to charge in foreign currencies.
Even those tour cars that do cross-border are not allowed?
They are not.
They're not?
They are not.
Even when
Or
they
even
have a
passenger
license?
service cars.
Yeah, they are not.
Okay.
Unless they seek for authorization from the
RD.
central bank, then they get it.
Okay.
Okay. So then we have also the international schools and universities. Here in Rwanda, we have a number of universities.
Yes.
They are receiving foreign students, so they are allowed to receive, universities, to receive payments in foreign currencies. But when they are, they are dealing with, let's say, a Rwandese, a resident who has also Rwandan francs. Those universities and international schools, they are not allowed to force the person having Rwandan francs,
A resident.
or a person here in Rwanda having local currency, then you force him or her to pay in foreign currency. Okay? So this flexibility of receiving foreign currencies in their businesses does not also allow them to force anyone having local currency to push him or compel him or her to go and look for the foreign currencies. Okay?
Which is not fair at all.
It's not fair. It's not fair. So other categories of people are permitted to receive foreign currencies in their businesses, are suppliers of services and goods to embassies, UN agencies, consulates, and whatever, and international organization accredited to Rwanda. So because they have source of funds, source of FX from outside the country. So as long as they source FX outside of the country, when you are supplying services or goods to those entities, you are allowed to be paid in foreign currencies.
So, for example, if you're a supplier in a particular embassy,
Exactly.
you have a right to charge them in foreign currency.
Yes.
But you need to have a license.
Of course.
Okay.
So the same goes to expatriates. An expatriate working in Rwanda is allowed also to be paid in foreign currencies. As long as the institution he or she is working for has that policy, or it is agreed upon between the parties. The same goes to any, not only expatriate, any employee, a resident, a Rwandese.
That's what I was about to ask. If I'm Rwandan and I bargain my salary in a foreign exchange, am I not allowed to receive it in?
Provided that.
Do I need a license for that?
I'm coming to that.
Okay.
So you are allowed to be paid in foreign currency, provided that the institution that is paying you is sourcing the FX from outside the country, not from the local market.
And their policy allows that.
Exactly. The
Their
salary
policy.
Yeah,
Yes.
the salary policy
They might be
allows that.
sourcing FX from foreign, but their policy does not allow that.
Yeah. Do you
You still can't get your money in
do,
foreign.
do you what we are preventing, Angela and Juliana? We are preventing the employees and institutions to go to local market sourcing for FX
Yes.
and make it dry.
Okay.
But as long as you source your FX from outside, you are allowed. But as long as your policy also allows. And you're not forcing employers and institutions to pay their employees in foreign currencies. That's why we are saying only when your policy allows.
I don't think there's any institution who would force their employees to be paid in foreign exchange. I mean, it's on them on the other side. So
Yeah.
interesting.
So another one is duty-free shops.
Okay.
Okay. So they are also allowed to receive foreign currencies because of the nature of their businesses. Then lastly, but not mean the least, any other person, whenever you think and you feel that your business necessitates to receive foreign currencies because of the nature of what you are doing, come to the central bank, you apply for
As an
authorization. Individual or an entity.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
we have requirements, of course.
Okay. So, Mr. Mhoza, is it possible for an individual to actually open a foreign currency account in Rwanda? If yes, I mean, what are the requirements?
Yeah.
Like
Thank
a
you.
dollar account.
Yeah, thank you, Juliana. So the answer is yes. Any person, an individual, an entity is fully allowed to open a foreign currency account, provided that you provide what is required. So you go to the financial intermediary, banks or microfinance. There are requirements, and basically they turn around of what we call know your customer, identification, your full address, your whatever. So you provide all those documents, then they open an account for you.
In nutshell, it's as any other account.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. But maybe they might put some extra requirements.
I think there were
As
no
part
extra.
of
I
due
opened
diligence.
one. I don't think there was there's any extra.
So it
Wow.
depends on the institution.
Interesting. One final question before we get into the news, Mhoza. Can someone living in Rwanda actually open and use their foreign bank account?
Yeah, the answer is yes. Anyone, any entity, an individual can also open and operate an overseas bank account.
As in, I can operate my account while I'm outside the country.
Yes, it is allowed.
Okay, interesting. We'll get into the news and we'll be right back. We're still with people from the National Bank of Rwanda and we're still discussing anything to do with money. This is Kigali in the Morning.
From
94.3 Royal FM, the heartbeat of Kigali is what you're listening to, and time checks exactly 14 minutes after 9 o'clock. We still have our people from the National Bank of Rwanda, the man in charge of foreign exchange, foreign currency exchange, and also the man in charge of consumer
protection.
Okay. Angelo has some questions for you, Mr. Mhoza.
Yeah. Go ahead, Angelo.
Yeah, quite a few, but very important, I believe. I wanted to ask, are people allowed to pay for imports, or goods ordered from abroad using foreign currency?
Okay. Thank you, Angelo. So totally permitted. So payments in foreign currencies for imports and export is fully permitted. Let me give you an example for a service that you may be exporting. Let's say, Angelo, you got like a consultant's contract with a company from abroad. So you allow that when you perform the work, you are paid in foreign currency. So that's an export of a service on your side. So meaning that whatever you are importing or exporting, paying in foreign currency is fully permitted. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. What about can a citizen take out a loan in foreign currency from outside Rwanda?
Yeah, really. The answer is yes. You can. You are allowed to take a loan from outside, either a bank outside the country, any other financial institution that are offering lending services. So you are permitted and allowed. It's permitted.
Mr. Mos, just help me understand here. This is a little bit new for me.
Yeah.
You are saying that any citizen, a Rwandan citizen, can take a loan in foreign currency outside of Rwanda.
Yeah, outside Rwanda.
Wow.
Yep.
Provided they have what? They need a license for that?
No further license.
Okay.
It's on the side of the lender to make an analysis and see that your income and the other requirements, I don't know, but you are allowed. Then the lender side it will tell you the requirements.
Whether you're credible or not.
Oh. But that one is fully liberalized. You can take a loan from outside the country.
Interesting. Wow. That is very new. Okay. Do you have another final question there for us?
Yeah, the final question maybe is it permissible, for someone in Rwanda to send or receive foreign currency, for example, in the US dollars from abroad? Is it?
Yes, Angelo. It's permitted. It's permitted, it's free, it's permitted, it's authorized. Because let me give you an example. You may be here, Angelo, you have a friend from USA. He or she wants to send you like 2,000 US dollars. So it's permitted. You can receive, okay? You can send in when USD. You have legitimate reasons.
Legitimate
reasons.
Oh.
So it's up to the bank or microfinance to see if you have legitimate reasons. That's why the financial intermediary, the bank or microfinance, can ask you the documents to support the transaction. But it's fully permitted.
As in, you can actually walk to the bank and say, I want this money to be sent in USD.
Yes.
Change the francs into USD and send them to this person.
Yes.
As an individual, you are allowed.
Yeah, you are allowed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And maybe to compliment him is the due diligence they do is basically to make sure that you're not dealing with AML and CFT. You're not supporting, maybe you're not financing terrorism or anti-money laundering. It's basically because of that.
Okay.
Otherwise, we all allowed 100% to use our accounts for whichever reason we want.
Okay.
Yes, including sending money outside, but of course within the framework.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's why I said for legitimate reasons.
As long as it doesn't destabilize the national security.
Of course,
If it's business, it's okay. If it's family support, it is fine.
It's like you may be paying school fees for your kids, paying like medical, whatever treatment, you see. Those are personal affairs and
very legitimate.
Yeah, so legitimate.
Mr. Mhoza, is pricing of goods and services in foreign currency allowed in Rwanda?
It is only allowed for authorized dealers.
So I'm going to tell you a scenario. There are restaurants.
I'm saying
in this
allowed only for the other persons authorized to receive foreign currency.
Or the other person, the owner of the business.
Only. So we've listed for 14 categories. of persons permitted to receive foreign currencies because of the nature of their businesses.
Yeah.
So meaning that for them they are allowed. But other persons, they are not. Pricing is not allowed.
Interesting. Any final remarks, Mr. Frank, for the consumers?
Yes. Let me take this final remark in line with the October awareness for the cybersecurity,
Okay.
because it's also concerned consumers. We have observed several cases of scams, frauds. We are taking initiatives to digitize most of the financial services. But as we take on those initiatives, we also observe other risks that we've not been seeing.
Okay.
So it's a matter of warning people to be cautious, make sure that your login credentials are well protected, the PINs, the passwords, and whichever, make sure it's person. I always tell people that PIN is person identification number, so it shouldn't be shared with anyone. So it should be taken seriously that you were the first person to protect your account. So make sure, one, you don't share with anyone your account, and don't fall into the trap of scammers. When they call you, tell them, we always say, "Bima matwi." Don't listen to them.
Don't pay attention to them.
Yes, there is no any financial service provider that can call you requesting for your password or PIN, because they already have it anyway. If they wanted to do anything, they would. So they don't need to ask you for your PIN. So no one should tell you. No one should tell you you've won ABCD, and they need your PIN. Do you need my PIN to send me money? The answer is no.
No.
So you are the custodian of your account. The way we lock our houses when we leave them is the way you should be always cautious and protecting your account. So, and again, as we take on digitization, we always take our money now online, being mobile money wallets, the mobile banking wallets. So we need to make sure that we protect our accounts and we leave the rest to the institutions, because we've put in place regulatory frameworks to make sure that security-wise, we are good.
Okay.
So you shouldn't be the link.
The weak link.
Yes, the weak link from the side of the consumer. If it happens from the side of the financial service provider, then they have a responsibility to refund you immediately. But don't be the weak link.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Muhorza,
Yes,
any final
Juliana.
remarks on foreign exchange?
Okay, thank you, Juliana. So one is that, recalling to the listeners that all deals on Rwandan territory have to be concluded and settled in Rwandan francs, unless the laws provide otherwise. It means unless you have an authorization. The second message is that it goes to the authorized dealers, though they are permitted to receive foreign currencies, but they are not allowed to compel any person to pay in foreign currency.
Okay.
Meaning that whenever you are pricing your goods and services in foreign currencies, concurrently you have to show also the prices in local currency,
Yeah.
so that whoever wants to pay in local currency pays in local currency. Don't force. You are allowed to pay in local currency when you have local currency, and no other surcharge, no other additional or penalties or whatever. So that's the message to the authorized dealers.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Regards to the people at the National Bank of Rwanda. It's been a pleasure. Please come back again and educate us more about these monies, our money's safety.
Sure.
Thank you very much for coming through.
Welcome.
Kigali in the Morning continues.
Get up.